Hi there guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to this supplementary video where I am going to be going through the assessment. Now I did get some answers off some of you and they were really good, just a couple of little tweaks. So it's just important to keep an eye on them tweaks, just the way you think, just with regards to maths, and it'll really improve your maths as you go along. So we're going to start here with question 1. And so it's a straightforward one to start off. It says, the function f is such that f of x is equal to that, where x is a real number. Show that x is equal to minus 3 is a root, and find the other two roots. So if x is equal to minus 3 is a root, if I sub minus 3 in for x, it will equal 0. So I just do 2 times minus 3 cubed plus 5 times minus 3 squared minus 4 times minus 3 minus 3. So that's 2 times minus 27. Minus 3 cubed is important to remember that. It's minus 3 times minus 3 times minus 3. So it's 3 minuses give you a minus. That's a 9 times 5, so that's plus 45, plus 12, minus 3. So that's minus 54, minus 3, which is minus 57, plus 45, plus 12, is also 57. So that's equal to 0. So we know that x is equal to minus 3 is a root. Okay, so the second part of this question then is as follows. So if that's a root, then that will divide evenly in. X plus 3 will divide evenly in. So you do x plus 3, and you're going to divide it easily into 2x cubed plus 5x squared minus 4x minus 3. Now I just like to do this here, and just to keep things simple, just to give ourselves grids, so we know what position each one goes into. Okay? Just an extra little thing that we do. So, x is multiplied by 2x squared. So that's 2x cubed plus 6x squared. And now I subtract that. 2x cubed minus 2x cubed is 0. 5x squared minus 6x squared is minus x squared. And I bring down minus 4x. So x into minus x squared and multiply it by minus x. So that's minus x squared minus 3x. And then I subtract that. Minus x squared plus x squared, that's cancelled. Minus 4x plus 3x is minus x. And I bring down my minus 3. So that's just going to be by minus 1. So minus 1 times x is going to be minus x minus 3. And they cancel. Now, so it's important then just to finish this off, because it says find the other two roots. So that means we have to factorize this. So if I have 2x squared minus x minus 1, I can do 2x times x. Minus 1 gets me minus 2x, plus 1x is minus x. So 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. 2x equal to minus 1, so x is equal to minus a half. X minus 1 is equal to 0, or x is equal to 1. So the roots then are minus 3, minus a half, and 1. So that was the first question. Okay, second question then. We had as follows. Solve the inequality. So the key to this one here was, now the reason as follows is this, is because if we were to multiply this just by x plus 2 on both sides, depending on what x is, so if that was minus 5, that would be minus 5 plus 2, which is minus 3. But when you multiply by a minus number this side and a minus number this side, you have to change the sign of the inequality. But we don't know if it's minus or not. So a way around that is I'm multiplying it by the square, because the square is always positive. So I can do x plus 2 squared times 2x minus 3 all over x plus 2. And that's greater or equal to 3 times x plus 2 squared. Now, that squared will cancel with that there. So that's going to get me multiply this out. 2x times x is 2x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 6. And that's greater than 3 times x squared plus 4x plus 4. Now, it does help because in exam questions like this, you have a certain time. And to relieve the pressure, it's good that you can do these out really quickly. And by doing that, sitting down, do 20 of them and practice them. Okay? So then that leaves me with 2x squared plus 4x. Oh, sorry, that's plus 4x minus 3x is plus x. Plus x minus 6. And that's greater or equal than 3x squared plus 12x plus 12. Now if I bring all this to the other side, because I want this to be positive, that's going to get me 0 is greater or equal than x squared. 12x minus x is 11x. 12, that's going to be minus plus 18. Or I can say now that that's x squared plus 11x plus 18. So I like to see this as that's stage one of this question, right? That's stage one, because now I just need to solve this. Okay, I'm sorry, that's greater than, so it's less than or equal to 0, because less than, we flip the sign around. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here, I'm going to rub this out here. And if you're not sure about it, you can pause this and rewind, okay? So you start off with this and you do. So we had x squared plus 11x plus 18. Now, it's less than or equal to 0. So what you go and do with these is, you solve as normal. So that's just going to be x plus 2, x plus 9. So x is equal to minus 2 or x is equal to 9. If I, minus 9. So if I draw a rough graph of that, right? That's minus 2 and that's minus 9. And that's a rough graph. So it's basically going to be less than 0 when x is between minus 2 and minus 9. So I can say from that x is greater or equal to minus 9, less than or equal to minus 2. So you see, when I work this out, this is what I got. X squared plus 11x plus 18 is less than or equal to 0. So you solve it as if it's going to be equal to 0 and you find out what the two roots are. So that's minus 2 and minus 9. And then you plot the graph. Because that's positive, it's in a U shape. So I've got minus 9 and minus 2. So then x is less than 0 here. So when x is greater or equal to minus 9 or less than or equal to minus 2. And that's that question there. So there's a little bit more to these than you think. There always is a little catch or two in them. But the most important thing to remember is you're multiplying by x plus 2 squared on both sides. Because that means you're multiplying by a positive and still being able to get rid of this here. Or get rid of the fraction. Question 3. Simultaneous equations. Right. It's a bit of a catch to this one here because they're slightly different. So you have to basically write, this is where manipulation of formula comes in. So you have to write x in terms of y. That's one of the key things you have to do. And that's why I place such emphasis on manipulation of formula. Okay, so 2x plus 3y is equal to minus 1. So 2x is equal to minus 1 minus 3y. Or x is equal to minus 1 minus 3y all over 2. That's the key thing there. Right? Now, from that, I can work out x squared is equal to minus 1 minus 3y over 2 times minus 1 minus 3y over 2. And again, this helps when you can multiply this out really quickly. So minus 1 times minus 1 is 1. So it's going to be plus 3i, so it's plus 6i, plus 6y, plus 9y squared. And that's all over 4. So it's important to understand because that's going to pop in here. xy then is equal to minus 1 minus 3y over 2 times y. So that's equal to minus y minus 3y squared over 2. So again, just highlight these here. So that's going to, this here is going to sub in for x squared, and this here is going to sub in for xy. So we rewrite our equation with that in mind. So look, I just rewrote it in terms of x, so 2x equal to minus 1 minus 3y. Divide both sides by 2. Square that. So minus 1 times minus 1 is 1. Plus 3y plus 3y is 6y plus 9y squared. 2 times 2 is 4. Multiplying it by y, I get that there. So that allows me to create the following equation. X squared 1 plus 6y plus 9y squared over 4 plus xy. I can just rub this out as I go along. So I have that now, I know I have that in. Now, plus xy, which is, now, just do it in brackets. Don't let the signs confuse you yet. Okay? And then plus 2y squared is equal to 4. Now, again, next step of this, 4, 2, 1, 1. So we're going to multiply everything by 4. The reason I multiply everything by 4 is so I get rid of the fractions. So if I multiply this by 4, that by 4, times 4, times 4, what do I get? 4's cancelled, so I'm still left with 1 plus 6y plus 9y squared. 2 goes into 4 twice, so you multiply by 2. Minus 2y, and that's going to be minus 6y squared. So again, 2 into 4 goes 2. 2 times minus y is minus 2y. 2 times minus 3y squared is minus 6y squared. Plus 8y squared equal to 16. Now, and again, I always go back to my basics. Look, y squares that go together, y's go together, and our numbers go together. That will allow me to write the equation as follows. 9y squared plus 8y squared is 17y squared, minus 6y squared is 11y squared. Okay, now, then what I'm going to have, so cross them out when you've them done. That's going to be plus 4y, and you're going to have minus 15. Okay, now, you have to try and come up with factors here. You can use the minus b formula. That's minus 16 plus 1, so that's equal to 0. So what you have here, that has to be 11y, and that's going to be y. Now, you want it as 4 as the difference. So if you have minus 1 plus 15, so that's 15 times that's 15y, 11 times minus 1 is minus 1y, so that gets me to 4y. So now we can say that y is equal to minus 15 over 11, or y is equal to 1. So both equal to 0. And then all you do is you fill in y, the 1 into this here. So you just do, so for 2x plus 3 times 1 is equal to minus 1. So 2x is equal to minus 1 minus 3, which is minus 4. So x is equal to minus 2. Or you do 2x plus 3 times minus 15 over 11 equal to minus 1. 2x is equal to minus 45, or 45 over 11 minus 1. So that's going to be 34 over 11 divided by 2. So x is equal to 34 over 22, which is 17 over 11. Okay, that's just filling it. They're worth small max. But the key was the substituting and rewriting it. So if you're not sure, just look back over, and if you have any questions on it, let me know. Question 4 then, we had, so modulus inequality. Now, you have to remember here as follows, right? So, if this was equal to, say for example, I said to you x was equal to 1. Well, 1 minus 3 is minus 2. Or sorry, 1 minus 4 is minus 3. And the modulus of minus 3, or the absolute value is 3, which is greater than 2. So really what you're saying as follows is that x minus 4 is greater or equal than 2 now, and is less than or equal to minus 2. So if it's less than or equal to minus 2, that could be minus 3, right? Minus 3 minus 4, okay, gets me minus 7, which is 7, which is greater than 2. If that was, say, equal to minus 2, minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6, and the absolute value of that is 6, right? Now, if it's anything else, then it's not going to work, okay? Because so that's how you write that out. So it's just knowing that and seeing that. So say if it's greater than 2, so say x was equal to 1. 1 minus 4 is minus 3, and now, sorry, I've just gone wrong. Just let me check that again. So I'm just going to fill in my values here. So 0 minus 4 so if that was greater, so it's less than 2. So if that was 3 or minus 3, yeah, so you do x minus 4. Now, so always just test your numbers here. So I'm just confusing myself. So if x is equal to 3, 3 minus 4 is minus 1, which is not bigger than 2, because the absolute value of that is 1. So the way we write that is as follows, is that it's going to have to be, so between minus 2, it's just getting this one right, and 2. Now, is that right? Because you want the whole amount to be bigger than 2. Yeah, so you just do it like this. So it's just going to be x minus 4 is greater or equal to 2. You want the whole amount. Okay, now, so then what you do is you take this separately. So you do minus 2 is greater or equal to x minus 4. So 4 minus 2. So x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, so if x is less than or equal to 2, you have 1, 0, minus 1, and so on. Okay? So if it was 2 minus 4 is minus 2, the absolute value of minus 2 is 2. 1 minus 4 is minus 3, the absolute value of minus 3 is 3, and so on. Now, then you do it the other way. X minus 4 is greater or equal than 2. So x is greater or equal than 6. Okay? Because 2 plus 4. Now, if you think about it, 6 minus 4 is 2. 7 minus 4 is 3. 3 bigger than 2. So basically, you have your values here. So x is less than or equal to 2 or greater or equal to 6. So the numbers which wouldn't work are 3. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1. So that's not bigger than, because that's plus 1. You've got 4. 4 minus 4 is 0, which isn't. 5. 5 minus 4 is 1, which isn't bigger than. And, well, that 6 is. So it's 3, 4, and 5. So basically, your answer then is just going to be this. Your x is less than or equal to 2, greater or equal than 6. And that's how you write it out. So the answers that don't work are 3, 4, and 5. So it's important, but basically the trick to this one is making sure you write out the two inequalities. So when we're talking about absolute value, it's the opposite sign and the opposite inequality and the opposite sign. Okay. Now, question 5 then. So to solve the equation. So I take these in two parts. So I've got 3 all over 2x plus 1 plus 2 all over 5. Cross multiply. 5 times 3 plus 2 times 2x plus 1 all over 2x plus 1 times 5. So that's equal to 15 plus 4x plus 2 all over 10x plus 5. So that's 17 plus 4x all over 10x plus 5. Right, so I cross that, I work that out first, and then you let that equal to as follows. So the next part is question 17 plus 4x, 10x plus 5, and that's equal to 2 plus 3x minus 1. Now you cross multiply. So I'm going to have 3x plus minus 1 over 17 plus 4x, and that's equal to 2 times 10x plus 5. So that's 51x minus 17 plus 12x squared minus 4x equal to 20x plus 10. So what you notice, and you start to notice with each of my questions, is how I take them in different stages. Okay, so my first stage was just do this side here. Okay, that was my first stage. Now, right, so I did that. Then I subbed that in to create a new equation, stage 2. So I got to here. And what I'm going to do now is, this is going to be my third part of the question. And that's what you should start to be thinking about, is how you break it into parts. Okay? So, the x's, 51x, 12x, 4x, 20x. Okay, now, I've seen a mistake there I've made, because that should be 12x squared. Okay? So 3x times 4x is 12x squared. Now, so 51x minus 4x, 20x. Then I've got 12x squared, it's on its own, and I've got my numbers. That allows me then rearrange, and you should be able to do this in your head. Okay, I want this to be positive. So I'm going to, the 12x squared stays as this. That's fine. That's done. 51x minus 4x is 47x. And then if I take that, minus 20x is going to be plus 27x. So if you think 51x minus 4 minus 20 is 27x. That's that done. And then you've got minus 17 minus 10, so it's minus 27. That's equal to 0. And conveniently, as always with these, 3 divides into each of them, giving me 4x squared plus 9x minus 9. Now, so then I'm going to write that up here and solve it. And that's my last stage. Plus 9x minus 9 equals 0. So I'm going to have, let me see here now. So that's trying to make sure that I have this done right. So just check your answer if it's not working out straight away. 3x 51x minus 17 plus 12x squared minus 4x equal to 20x plus 10. So that's 12x squared, 20, that's right, divided by 3. Okay, so 2 and 2, 3 and 3, that gets me 12, so that's not it. 9 and 1, 2 times 9, there, that's it there, okay. So it's going to be 2x, is it? It's 2x. No, that's not it. So sometimes you might have to use the minus b formula, okay? But I'm just trying to check here myself. 15 plus 4x plus 2 is, I'm just trying to see where my mistake is here. So you always, this happens, and it's good for you to see this and how I walk through this without panicking. So in my head I go 15 plus 4x plus 2 is 17 plus 4x, yeah, 10x plus 5, that's right, okay. So 2 times 10x plus 5 is 20x plus 10, and then I've got 17 plus 4x, 3x minus 1. 17 times 3x is 51x, minus 17, plus 12x squared, minus 4x. So 51x minus 4x. So that is right. Okay, so I'm confident that that's right. So I'm just getting mixed up with my factors here. So I'm trying to combine them, and I've got 2 times 3 and 2 times 3, okay, that's not it. So 4 times 3, that's it there. So look, 4x times x, and now I'm going to have 3 and 3. Okay, I want to be positive, so it'll be plus 3 minus 3. So now look, 4x times x, 4x squared. 4x times 3 is 12, minus 3x is 9x. Minus 3 times 3 is 9. So again, if you're not sure and if it doesn't work straight away, and this often happens with me, what I do is I go back through it in my head. And that's where my mental maths and the confidence I have in my mathematical ability comes out. So because I've done the practice and because I know my method is sound, I'm happy with that. So I know my methodology is sound, so I can go back through it. Okay, and that's why I'm kind of doing these questions off the cuff, because it allows you to see my critical thinking. Because this is what happens in an exam, so it prepares you. I'm not going to come in the question and have them done out, and it just looks like, you know, because it's important for you to see the thought process, because that's what maths is about. It's your thinking. Okay, so now I can say that 4x is equal to 3, x is equal to minus 3, x is equal to 3 over 4. That's that question there. Okay. Question 6 then. Factorise fully. Right. 3xy minus 9x. This is a lovely trick they love to do. Okay? And you should spot it straight away. So 3x, so it's 3xy. So that's going to be 3x times y minus 3 plus 4 times y minus 3. So this goes back, this draws on your experience from junior set. Okay? So you should know you can factorise that there. Now, then they say as follows. Using your answer to part A or otherwise solve, gx is equal to 0. This is gx here. But if you look, the only difference between gx and this here is 3, xx, ln x in y. Minus 9, xx. 4, y, ln x, minus 12. So basically what that's saying is y is equal to ln x. So to solve it, you just do y is equal to 3, so ln x is equal to 3. So I can just then create the query for part B. I can do this. So from part A, I know that ln x is equal to y, and y is equal to 3 from part B. So ln x is equal to 3. Now, ln x, that's really just, look, log of the exponential power 1 to the power 10, 3. So basically, So when you see the ln, people get confused with ln and what it means. What it just means is your logarithm to the power, or to the base of the exponential to the power 1 equals 3. So to solve that then I can say x is equal to the exponential to the power 3. And that's your answer there. Okay? So again, that's just log rules, but I will be dealing with that again. Okay, now, in the expansion, so your expanding means multiplying the set. The coefficient of x is twice the coefficient of x squared. Find the value of p. So step 1, multiply it out. Then simplify it as much as possible, and then you write what x is multiplied by, what x squared is multiplied by, and set up an equation. So 2x plus 1 times x squared plus px plus 4. And again, this is all writing it in terms of something else. Manipulation of formula, getting used to using letters as number. So 2x times x, 2x cubed, plus 2px squared plus 8x plus x squared plus px plus 4. And again, watch what I did. X cubed right there on its own, x squared, x's, and I've got 4. So I can rewrite this as follows. 2x cubed, that's fine. The x squared, I can take x squared out of that. And what I'm left with is 2p plus 1. And then I've got plus x times 8 plus p plus 4. So let's look at this here and let's highlight something. So the coefficient of x squared, okay, is 2p plus 1. The coefficient of x is x plus p, 8 plus p. So I can now set up an equation because it tells me the coefficient of x is twice the coefficient of x squared. Okay? So if I said to you the coefficient of x was 4, then the coefficient of x squared is going to be 2. Okay? So basically, I can create the equation a plus p divided by 2 is equal to 2p plus 1. A plus p is equal to 4p plus 2. Or plus 2. And what I'm going to get then is, so that leads me to say 3p is equal to 6, so p is equal to 2. Let's see if that's right. 8 plus 2 is 10, 2p is 4 plus 1 is 5, 10 is twice 5. That's all there is to that. And again, what's the skills there? The skill sets. Multiplying it out, bit of factorising, and then your understanding of what they're asking. So again, any problems on any of these, just let me know. You can email me. And now this last one, okay? So we have our 3 equations. We start off and we write as follows. So x is equal to, so I can say this, look, x is equal to 3z minus 13. Now that makes things very easy, okay? Because look, instead of x, I can put in 3z minus 13, these 2 equations, and then I've written them out. So look, 2 times 3z minus 13 plus 3y minus z is equal to minus 4. So 6z minus 26 plus 3y minus z is equal to minus 4. 6z minus z is 5z, so I've got 3y plus 5z is equal to 26 minus 4 is 22. So that's one equation I'm going to use. Second equation here, 3 times 3z minus 13 plus 2y plus 2z is equal to 14. So now I can say 9z minus 39 plus 2y plus 2z is equal to 14. So what I have now is 11z plus 2y is equal to 14 plus 39, which is 53. So that's going to get me 2y plus 11z is equal to 53. Now I have them 2 equations. So I'm going to use them 2 equations, solve for x and for y and z, and then I can find out what x is. So the key to that one was, look, x is equal to 3z minus 13, which is just by moving that there. Okay, now, so I'm just going to write these up here, and then it's just simultaneous equations. So I've got, so we do 3y plus 5z is equal to 22. 2y plus 11z is equal to 53. Now, the only disadvantage with this board doing it like this is that if I have a mistake, I can't look back on it. Whereas when you're doing your work, you have it nice and neat, you can look back on it. Okay? So I have to be kind of pretty confident with my work. So I'm going to multiply this by 2 and this by 3. And the reason is that will give me 6y over the line, below the line. So that lets me write 6y plus 10z equal to 44. And I've got 6y plus 33z equal to 159. Okay, now I'm actually going to subtract the top one. So I'm left with 23z is equal to 115. So z is equal to 5. Phew. Right, worked out. I thought I was going to be here for another 10 minutes. So z is 5. Okay, perfect. So now what I have is I can fill in 2y plus 11 times 5 is equal to 53. So 2y plus 55 is equal to 53. 2y is equal to minus 2. Y is equal to minus 1. So now I just fill in. So x minus 3 times 5 is equal to minus 13. So x is equal to 2. Because minus 15 plus 2 is minus 13. 2 minus 1, 5. And there I got 3 answers. So 6 minus 2 is 4, plus 10 is 14. 4 minus 3 is 1, minus 5 is minus 4. It's going to work for all 3. Okay, so that was that assignment, guys. If you have any questions on it, any of your work, I will kind of send back how you're doing. But as I said, you can have a look at it and you can see exactly where you went wrong with the different questions. So as I said, any questions, just let me know. You know the email address by now, robk.mathsplanations@gmail.com. I hope you found that useful, and I will be starting complex numbers now. Cheers, guys.